Integers and absolute values. Integers are positive and negative natural numbers. It does include 0, and it can be represented as the following, where we have these dots to show that it can keep going more negative, like -5, -6, negative, and continue. Or it can also go positive, like 5, 6, 7, and so forth. So let's look at a few examples now. Example 1. In the morning when you start the car, the temperature reads to be -10 degrees, which are negative integers. Then you notice by afternoon, the car reads the temperature to be +10 degrees, which is positive integers. What does this change mathematically look like? So we have a starting point, which is going to be at -10. And then we need to go to +10. And we can see that these are in increments of 5. So anytime we move up to the right, we're going to add 5. So we go to here, which is +5. Then we go another 5, which is 10. Then we go another 5, which is 15. And lastly, we go another 5 to make it +20. So mathematically, it looks like we are increasing by +20 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're adding. So let's look at another example. In the afternoon, the temperature reads to be 25 degrees Fahrenheit. In the evening, the temperature is now 10 degrees Fahrenheit. What does this change mathematically look like? So instead, we're now starting on the right, and we're going to move to the left as we're going negative, or we're going down. So we start at 25, and we go down 5, so that's 5. Then we go down another 5, so that's 10. And last we do the last 5, which is 15. So we could say that this mathematically looks like -15 as we're going down, because it represents us moving to the left. So let's look at another example. Example 3. An absolute value states that the number of units or distance that it takes to move from one spot to another spot on a number line. Absolute value is always positive. And the absolute value symbol will be represented like this, where we have two, it's up and down like lines, and then we'll put a number in between the two, and that would be our absolute value symbol. So let's look at another example here. Example 3. If the temperature reads to be 75 degrees in the morning and then 95 in the afternoon, what is the absolute value of this change? So we go from 75 to then 95. So we're going to stop here. So we're going to go up in increments of 5. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20. So we just went up 20 units. So we would say it's +20, and because it's an absolute value, we'll put an absolute value sign. Now, when we put anything in the absolute value sign, this makes any number inside of it positive. So this would then just become just +20, because that would be the absolute value of this change. So let's look at another example. Example 4. If the temperature reads to be 75 degrees in the afternoon and 55 by night, what is the absolute value of this change? So we're going to start on the right, and we're going to move to the left. So we go down, and we're going to stop here. So we go down 5, then we have 10, 15, 20. So we're looking for the absolute value. So if we're going to the left, then that means we're going negative, because we're becoming less positive. So we're going to put in the absolute value sign, -20, And anything inside these absolute value signs then just becomes positive 20. Absolute value is just concerned about the distance traveled, and it is always positive. So this is just positive 20.